Sony has announced the PlayStation Plus games for January 2022. We have Persona 5 Strikers, Dirt 5, and Deep Rock Galactic. Today's video is going to be taking a look at all three of their games, a little preview of what they are, their Metacritic score, my opinions on if I've played them, and if I think it's a good month. This is all available on the PlayStation blog. Links to everything I'm going to show you today, including some gameplay footage from both Deep Rock Galactic and Persona 5 Strikers, will be in the description box below. There are 3 games this month, which is good. I think we've been kind of expecting this now for quite a while. The breakdown is we have 2 of the 3 games are for PlayStation 5, and then all of them are still for PlayStation 4. First on the menu is Deep Rock Galactic, which sits at an impressive 85 on Metacritic. This game is also currently available on Xbox Game Pass. I think you're going to start to see going forth in the future a lot of games overlacing on Game Pass and PlayStation Plus. You start to see these games make the rounds, whether it be on the Epic Game Store, free game of the week, or on Twitch Prime, their gaming subscription where they give away free drops. GOG's been doing a lot of free games as well. I suspect you're going to start to see these. So once it kind of hits one of these services, it will trickle out across the others. But Deep Rock Galactic is a really fun, procedurally generated shooting and mining game. And I actually, your boy, Jim E., actually did a video review on it when it came out, or at least when I got my hands on it, with just some little gameplay footage so you can kind of understand what to expect. But basically, you're going to be walking around in this really cool-looking world underneath, obviously, because you're a dwarf mining, with some friends. Each of your friends could have a different dwarf, or you could all play as the same. They all have different abilities, and the objective is to go around and to mine and collect materials or escort a robot or turn on a machine. There's all these different objectives that you have to do all along while fighting waves of enemies and while exploring this world. Some of the dwarves have abilities like the engineer I'm playing can deploy a sentry gun, can make platforms, can make grappling hooks that everybody can kind of zip line around on, or have a big weapon that kind of serves as a very, stronghold, like a defensive, like chain gun type thing. You walk around and you basically throw these little glow sticks and you explore this universe with up to 4 friends. I've played this game extensively on my computer, but I would love to play it again with some of my PlayStation friends who probably haven't heard of it before, but it's coming out, and I can't wait. I think this is actually a really good game and a really good score for this game. I think it's definitely deserved. Next, we have Persona 5 Strikers, which came out earlier this year in February. It's available also on the computer and on the Nintendo Switch. I am not a big Persona fan. It's not to say I don't like them. I know that one of the Persona games is available on the PlayStation Collection if you have a PS4. So when I looked at the trailer for this, I didn't even understand what it was about. The trailer did not make any sense to me. So I actually pulled up a YouTube video from GameSpot, who actually has some gameplay, so I was actually kind of able to understand what it was. And while there's a lot of dialogue in between here, there is actually some really cool combat that's involved. If I could find some here. My goodness, look at all this dialogue. Jeez. It'll go the other way. Here we go. It's more, it kind of reminds me of, well, there's a lot of games that style like this, but it's very bright and colorful. Kind of has like a jet grind radio, kind of really very detailed, different aesthetic to it. But you're also fighting waves of enemies, so I felt like I got a little bit of Dynasty Warriors kind of in there, or maybe like a Hyrule Warriors type game. But it looks like you're basically jumping into action with a character, and you're able to just do all these kind of crazy attacks and moves, and you're seeing like all this. It's like visual overload almost in a sense, so much visual stuff going on at the moment. But it looks cool. And you see a little mini map there in the corner, which implies that it's somewhat open world, I guess, right? There's at least part of the area that you're going to have to go around and explore and look through everything. I'll definitely give it a try. Like I said, for me, not knowing much about Persona, this seems to be aesthetically up my alley. I don't know, with all the extensive dialogue and stuff. We'll see if that really plays well into somebody who's new to the game, or if this is tailored more towards somebody who is a big fan of the series already and has maybe played some of the previous games. But it looks fun, and that sits at a 83 on Metacritic, which isn't bad. Lastly, this month we have Dirt 5. Now, I think everybody's probably played Dirt at some point, but this is a rally game. This one sits at an 80 on Metacritic. It's available for pretty much every platform. I don't remember specifically if this game is on Game Pass or not. I know that other Dirt games are. One of the big draws to Dirt, and unfortunately we won't really experience it much on the PlayStation 5 because we're patiently awaiting variable refresh rate. But this is one of the few games that does actually support 120 FPS mode, which is cool if your TV supports that. Mine does not, nor does the PlayStation support VRR, although the Xbox Series X does. So if you're into that thing, this may be a better place to play it on there, assuming Game Pass supports it. But it's basically a rally game where you're driving around, and I've played some of the other ones. There's like a single player mode where you have an AI companion who's calling out stuff to you. You can play online and race with your friends, customize your car, all these kind of crazy tracks, that sort of thing. I don't really know if there's been any major changes to this series in the last few years. It seems, at least in the last few that I've played, and I'm dating myself here back to like Dirt 2, these all kind of blend together. Colin McRae has the rally game. After a while, I think they all kind of blend together. I don't really feel like this is something that, like Forza Horizon, for example, how they kind of took the genre and tried to move it in a different direction. I don't really know if Dirt does that. The one thing that I do appreciate, no, not mad. The one thing I do appreciate about this game, though, and I didn't see it on the other two games that I talked about earlier today, was that you're getting the optimized PS5 version, which does include both adaptive trigger support as well as haptic feedback. So that's something that I'm really excited to see, or feel, I guess I should say, how that's going to play into the DualSense. It doesn't have any real 3D audio support. I wouldn't necessarily expect a racing game to have 3D audio support, so I don't really feel like that's a major loss there, but it seems like they're using a lot of the DualSense controller support and functionality, and I think that's a win. So pretty solid month. All games that are rated at least an 80 or higher on Metacritic. We've had the last couple months, there ebbs and flows where you'll get a game that trickles in there in the low 60s or kind of like, low 70s. That's kind of almost a stinker. These games are all, from what I can tell, very critically received. I know Persona has a massive fan base. Racing games obviously have been around for quite a while, and I personally am very hyped up on Deep Rock Galactic. So, as I said, I will post links to all of these links below, including my review of Deep Rock Galactic. I got 320 views. Let's see if we can get that number to let's go 400. Let's see if we can get it to 400, okay? Go through all those, check everything out. The blog's going to be listed here for you guys to read a bit. There's some trailers and information in here as well. And yeah, get out there and play some games. I hope you find this video informative. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.